Hello everybody, my name is Gwendolyn Albert and I'm from the ROMEA organization in the Czech Republic. I'm going to briefly explain to you the analytical paper from the sCAN project on anti-Gypsyism on the internet using the help of a PowerPoint presentation as well. The sCAN project has produced a specific investigation into how anti-Gypsyism manifests itself in online hate speech. What is anti-Gypsyism, you may wonder? The Alliance Against Anti-Gypsyism, which is a consortium of NGOs and academics, has offered a working definition for this concept in 2017. Anti-Gypsyism is an historically constructed, persistent complex of customary racism against the groups that are identified under the stigmatizing term gypsy or other related terms in different European languages, and it incorporates the following aspects. First of all, a homogenized perception of these groups that essentializes them, the attribution of specific characteristics to these groups, and then discriminating social structures and violent practices that emerge against that conceptual background and that have a degrading effect and reproduce structural disadvantages for people who are perceived to be or actually are members of the groups that are being stigmatized. And online hate speech is an example of such a violent practice today. Transnational anti-Gypsyist hate speech online has been discovered through the sCAN project, which analyzed online hate speech in 7 EU member states and published it in 2018. The most common hate speech themes involved criminalization, dehumanization, and welfare chauvinism. The platforms that were most used are Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, with the exception of Italy, where at least 80% of the anti-Gypsyist discourse originated in the mainstream media, and where social media was not as influenced as the mainstream media are. Other online platforms where this speech was found are online discussion forums, ultranationalist websites, and in France, far-right political parties and the fascist movement in general. In addition to mainstream media, fake news items promoted by different disinformation sources are also a vector for anti-Gypsyist hate speech. In all of the countries that were analyzed, all 7 of them, fake news reports are shared online and are used to incite hatred against Sinti and Romani people, usually involving allegations of their criminality and arguments for welfare chauvinism to exclude them from receiving welfare. Sometimes already existing news footage is taken out of context and given a biased headline online in order to incite this kind of hatred. For example, in the Czech Republic, there was a anti-Gypsyist fake news item that used video footage of the theft of a television set from a hospital in South America, and then added a headline to falsely claim that the incident had happened in a Czech city and had been perpetrated by Romani people. And it was then shared online by people who engaged in hate speech that was anti-Gypsyist in nature. What can be done to combat this phenomenon? There's a need for cooperation between Roma and Sinti representatives, civil society organizations, internet service providers, and the public authorities. The mainstream media itself must provide unbiased reporting on Sinti and Romani people, as well as on other marginalized minorities. And reliable moderation is needed of online discussion forums and the comment sections of online mainstream media outlets in order to prevent this hateful anti-Gypsyist content from reproducing hostility against actual members of Roma and Sinti and traveler communities in the real world. You can see here on the last slide of the PowerPoint the link to the full analytical paper about anti-Gypsyism on the internet, the contact email for the project, which is funded by the European Commission Directorate General for Justice and Consumers. Thank you.